This is my Great Wall of China movie. This is day 2 of my tours of when I was in Beijing, and this was the second day, and we finally got up to the highlight of the whole trip, coming up to see the Great Wall of China. I was coming back from Australia and I decided to stop over in Beijing, and I chose Beijing primarily to see the wall. It's one of those things I've always wanted to see. Now I took a bit of a shot at the bottom here just to show you where you start off, the tourist centre. And to the left there's a big car park, and there's more shops and tourist places. Now the guide advises to take those two options. Basically, you go left or right. Now I'm talking about as you come in from the south from Beijing. So most people will come in from that direction. So if you take the left-hand side, which I took all this shot from, basically it's shorter but steeper, but less crowded. But if you take the right-hand turn, which is most of these long shots here, it's longer, but it's not quite as steep. But there's more people going up it. Now I took the left-hand side and the quieter side. And you see, actually, the film is a bit misleading because it makes it look like there was hardly any people at some point. You know, there were a fair few people, but looking at other people's films, and if you went in the summer, it looks pretty busy. And if you look at some of the long shots from the other side, you can see a lot of people took the other side. This section here is steep, and you know, you got to hang on to that rail, and it's not. I saw people walking up with walking sticks, and I think look, you can see here it's really steep. Now this is the wall at Badaling, which my guidebook said was the most commercialised part of the wall to visit. So wasn't quite sure what to expect, but you know, I wanted to make sure that I saw the wall was, you know, going through all the mountains spectacularly, and you do see that. So you can see some of these shots here, the way it snakes across the other side of the valley. Now I don't think you can walk all along there because I couldn't see any people. So it probably stops you at the top. Some of my other longer shots you'll be able to see. Now on the left hand side, eventually it kind of goes along the top here. It goes down slightly and it goes along a bit. And most people stopped at this stage, so you don't see many people. You know, it's quite empty. What I've tried to cut out here, and I haven't shown so much, is the people trying to flog you t-shirts and all kinds of tourist stuff on the way up. And you can see some there. And they're pretty aggressive salespeople. Okay, so beeping is just the Chinese way. So I walked all along here, and the good thing about this day was it was a beautiful day. It was early March. You can see in the late afternoon. You can see the late afternoon light and the shadows here, and it wasn't packed out with people, so it was good. It was it's a good time to go. You know, if you're going now during the Olympics and it's humid in Beijing, as far as I understand, I expect it to be packed out. This was the only time I went out of Beijing and to get a glimpse of the Chinese countryside, to see what it was like outside the big city. So I wish I had more time to explore China, but Australia is my main destination, and this was just a stopover. But there's a few shots, and you do get an idea of these mountains. It's not the Alps, and but it's interesting. So you can see the wall's in very good condition here, and they've obviously restored it. And from what I read, a lot of it's been damaged or vandalised. So you know, I was impressed with what I saw. You know, I wasn't disappointed by Badaling. I was very happy with my day out. I wish, because I was on an organised tour, I had about an hour and a half to get up and get down, which it was okay for me, but I would have liked another half an hour to just dawdle along a bit. So you can see it really does snake through the mountains, so in that respect I wasn't disappointed. I was happy with what I saw. Now coming up, there's a few shots of when you get to the end. As I said, it's about probably a mile from the start. So it does go up and then it goes slightly down. And this is, it looks like they're restoring it more here. So eventually they stop you going any further. That was okay. I was getting tired and I wanted to go back anyway. And it's a 2-hour drive back into Beijing. But you can see it goes on and on. But you couldn't see beyond this point here. So that's a long shot of the other side. You can go to the top there, I guess. If I ever get back to Beijing and do this tour again, then I'll go that way. But I guess this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip for me. Going back down is a lot easier than coming back up. But don't forget, you're going to meet all the hawkers again you met on the way coming up. I hope you found this film interesting. And that's it. Simon.